Now, a Hutch's weather update with Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson, brought to you by Robert Gibb and Sons.
Hello, everybody. Meteorologist Hutch Johnson joining you. Radar is very active right now. We're going to get right to the latest as far as severe thunderstorm watches, warnings, and a tornado warning triggered in northeast Montana. These storms are heading in our general direction. I'll have the latest in your forecast to let you know whether or not they're going to be there as well. So let's get right to the radar first and foremost. Right off the bat, these storms have crossed over the Highway 83 corridor just off to the east of the Minot area right now. They're moving through the Velva area heading towards Drake and Towner at this hour. Rugby, the warning, the orange box that you see here, that is a severe thunderstorm warning for this line of storms. And as we take a look at the risks, ping pong ball sized hail, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts from this particular storm as it moves off to the east. I'll track more on this in just a moment here as we take a look at the active tornado warning for those of you in northeast Montana. They've just extended a brand new tornado warning for this same storm. Doesn't look too big on this, but you see where it says the word observed? That tells me that this is a very potent storm. Let's go to the Glasgow radar. And as we check it out, we've got a couple of different cells here. Do you see this little appendage sticking out the bottom of it right there? That is the indication of a tornado. And there's another one with some huge hail potential that's moving into northeast Montana and the rural parts of northeast Montana by Glentana, Richland, and Opium as we take a look up into that area. Now let's take a look at these warnings right now and read the text from the Weather Service. The tornado warning is for Daniels and Valley County up there until 7:15. That's Mountain Time. So for the next 9 minutes, it remains in effect. A tornado and ping pong ball size hail possible from that storm. And then we do have another one down here. And this is for an observed tornado. So let's get you the very latest on that particular unit down here. This observed tornado is also warned for ping pong ball sized hail. This one is in effect until 7:30 Mountain Time. So for the next 24 minutes, moving only at 10 miles per hour. It's a very slow moving system. Flying debris is likely. Damage to property and vehicles will occur. Seek shelter in a sturdy structure on the lowest floor. Let's take a look at this storm here and look a little bit at the velocity and the spin in the storm. Here is that spin. It's located right here as it's working its way to the south and east at a slow clip of only 10 miles per hour. So again, there is the Doppler indicated tornado, and there is confirmation of that tornado having touched down. Looking at where it is, it's crossing the Highway 438 corridor as we head into the evening hours here at 7:07 Mountain Daylight Time. Here is a look at some very stout spin with this storm, but it's pretty high up from the radar site right here. You can see this one definitely still has some spin in it just off to the east of Glentana in northeast Montana. So those are the active warnings that we have in effect. There's another one out here in the Killdeer area and Halliday, Golden Valley, Dodge area up here in the Lake Sakakawea area. This storm is capable of ping pong ball sized hail. Here's a look from the Bismarck radar. Let's go ahead and look at the reflectivity here. You could see the areas of red. Large hail potential from this storm, gusty winds on the order of 60 miles per hour. All right, Hutch's weather is now live. It's not just on Facebook. I've heard from many of you saying, and I've heard that you don't follow. Not all of you follow on Facebook. Hutch's weather is now available anytime, anywhere. Hutchesweather.com. Visit it right now. I want to show you something that could be critical. If you are awakened in the middle of the night by storms such as these that we see on the radar, you can go to Hutch's Weather, note the spelling, lock it in, put it as a favorite on your desktop or on your browser. And you can take this. If a storm is heading your way and you don't know what is moving your way, check this out. Let's go right to hutchesweather.com and we'll take a look on the website. And you'll notice right at the top of the page here, I do have a live notification button. You can click on it there and you will see me live. And if you live in the area of a warning, wherever if you allow this to track your location, allow the website to track it, let's say you're visiting in the Killdeer area right now. Let's say you're visiting in northeast Montana. This, you just expand it and it will give you the latest of the alerts in your area. For me, I'm in Moorhead, Minnesota, so the only alert I have available right now is a heat advisory. So you can get the latest on what's hitting your area right now, and you can watch when I'm live right on the website, folks. Now, we're asking for folks to sign up for emails to get notifications of when I'm going live, and this is a feature we will be adding to as we go through. Your forecast for your area will automatically link into the location where you're at here. And here is a look at that radar. You can zoom in to what's going on, moving out of the western reaches of Manitoba, heading in towards areas north of Glasgow. 2 rotating thunderstorms, both producing tornado warnings at this particular time. Very slow moving. And look at all the pink on the radar here, moving out of Minot. These are the cells moving into the Rugby area, Pierce County. Also, we have the Killdeer storm right there. That's a big one. That one's making its way right into the Killdeer area and off to points east near Halliday, Dunn Center, and Dodge. And that's what you're going to see on Hutch's website, hutchesweather.com. So thank you so much for joining the broadcast here. And again, you can visit my sponsors' sites up here. They make it all possible. And then a little bit farther down on the page, you'll notice that, well, Hutch is live. You can see it there by clicking there too and watching right on the website. Down below, there's more information where you can actually upload your photos right here. Do you see that? Your photos and videos. If you have active weather going on, you upload it right now, and Hutch has the ability to share it right here. So that was the exciting announcement last night. We'll take a look back at that radar real quick and get you caught up. Again, showers, thunderstorms, some severe. Where are they heading? Are they going to make it to the valley? Models differ in their opinions. We do see this backwards C shape. This is a huge warned area. A huge warned area for a long line of individual thunderstorm cells. This is not one thunderstorm. It's many thunderstorms in this line. And along that line, we're capable of ping pong ball size hail and wind gusts to 60 miles per hour. Those storms on the south side are the strongest. And again, temperatures there, rain cooled 73 degrees right now on the Burp side of this storm, just north of the Turtle Lake Mercer area. Here's a look at the storm's movement. East-southeast, 23 miles per hour. We'll be heading into that McCluskey area of northern Sheridan County here shortly. So strong thunderstorms that are severe out west. Will they make it? Let's take a quick look at a modeled forecast for you to get you the latest. And this is what you need to know. This hourly updated forecast model has these storms that we see right now. And this is the most recent hourly model update, making their way as we cross the 10 o'clock hour into the 11 o'clock hour. There is Devil's Lake. So they'll be moving into the areas near the Nelson County area, Mackville area as we go in towards the midnight hour. And look what happens. They work their way into Grand Forks by the time we get to around 1 or 2 in the morning. Will they still be severe? If you look at the colors here, mostly yellow, mainly a rain and wind event. So I cannot rule out some gusty wind from these storms in the overnight hours. Will they still have hail? The chance is that a couple of these cells could have some hail production, but not as big as that hail production that we're seeing during the daylight hours. These storms will continue into the morning hours and then fizzle, says this model, as we go into the mid-morning hours. Tomorrow, a risk of severe weather across our region redevelops in the afternoon and evening hours for much of the area. Not all of us will see storms on Saturday. It really depends on where the storms have the energy to punch through a lid or a cap in the atmosphere. And if they do, they could very quickly become severe. So that's the latest on your forecast update. Let me show you what you need to know here with regards to those digits. As we go through your forecast period, we're going to start with a look at tomorrow morning. Here you go. Hutch's weather. Look at these temperatures first thing in the morning. Look at the rain, the cooled air off to the west from the thunderstorms now mid 60s, though it's not necessarily cool. And it It will have a humid feel to it. 10 to 20 mile per hour winds from the southeast, and look at temperatures. Muggerific here. Morning thunder showers in our area will be possible mainly at daybreak and just after, and they'll have this trajectory to the east and southeast as we go through the morning. And where those storms leave off, we could see some more firing up as we go into your afternoon. With the summer sizzle on, we're talking 90 to 95 degrees for many in the valley. It's going to be a sizzling hot day. There is heat advisories in place. Gusty winds will be from the south and east, transporting moisture up into the area, and thunderstorms forming likely near the southern valley, the way it's looking on a couple of models, and in parts of eastern Montana. So two distinct areas of thunderstorm formation tomorrow will carry through. We could even have some forming up in Winnipeg very late and working their way southward into your Sunday morning. So there's a chance of thunderstorms tomorrow. If they form, they could be severe. Now, let's take a look at your 7-day planner. This is brought to you by my friends at Precision Lawn and Landscaping. So, severe weather potential Saturday, again on Sunday. Temperatures will cool off after we get through this hot and muggy weekend, and stormy one as well. A few remnant Monday morning storms give way to refreshing but seasonable air near 80 degrees, both early week work days. Then as we head into the middle of the week and the latter part of the week, the heat does begin to return as we get to the late week hours. That is a look at your forecast. I'm looking here for any questions or comments. I've got folks watching from all over. Let me scroll through and get you caught up with the latest here. Thanks for your comments. Nathan, good to have you. Tyler, good to have you on. What about Grand Forks? I talked about the fact that these storms out west could be working their way toward Grand Forks around the midnight hour or after. These storms can speed up a little bit. Right now, if I go back to the radar to answer your question, I want you to know this. It's important. Know this. These cells on the north side are still strong and windy, but the strongest cells typically are located on the southern end of a long line like this. And right now, that's exactly what we're seeing. So moving into Sheridan County is the stronger storms as far as that hail potential goes. All of these storms are going to be capable of wind. This Towner storm is still quite potent and pungent and, well, very rainy and likely very haily too, and probably pretty windy as well. Storms are working their way into the Stark County area right now, south into the Regent area. So Mott, Regent, New England, seeing some strong storms. This one with the pink indications here, not far from Havelock, is moving off to the east. It's moving at about 24 miles per hour, 22 miles per hour rather, off to the east-southeast. So those are the storms now. There is a severe thunderstorm watch in yellow. The severe thunderstorm watch does include my viewers out there in that Harvey area in Wells County, so keep that in mind. The watch is in effect for 3 hours and 44 minutes, and that would put us at 9, 10, 11, midnight. So that watch is in effect until the midnight hour in the areas out to the west. Severe thunderstorms in northeast Montana rolling out of, well, your neighbors to the north in Canada. So what about Grand Forks? This line of storms here could be heading on along the Highway 2 corridor based on some of the model trends we're seeing. And if they still are about, then I'll be here and let you know about it. So if the storm's bad, remember, you have a new place to get weather information. I want you to log on right now to www.hutchesweather.com and bookmark my website, because it's going to get you to the latest information. If a storm wakes you up in the middle of the night, head to the website. You go to the website, and if you're in an area of a warning, it's going to tell you right at the top of the page. We just went over that. And then if I go live, you're going to catch me right there on the website. So make sure you're watching from there. Heather, hey, good to see you on board. Thanks for watching in Park Rapids, Cheryl. Brenda, anything in Makoti or Ryder? Well, right now, I think we're in a pretty good shape in those areas, but we'll keep our eyes on it. It does look like, wow, look at the temperatures in the Sidney, Montana area. Triple-digit heat out there right now. I'll pop the radar up so you can look with me. All right, you see this? Sidney, Montana, that's 97 degrees right now, and it's not cooling off much. It's 7:18 out there in the big sky country of Montana. Mountain time, of course. It's 8:18 here in the central part of North Dakota. All right, Park Rapids is on board. How about Gladys watching? Thank you so much for watching, and I appreciate your kind words. Josh, thank you for the stars. Your support, much appreciated. You can support Hutch by following me. If you have not followed me on Facebook and you're a Facebook user, please do so. Just go to my page on Facebook and click on the follow button. That does help me out a great deal. And passing the good word to your friends who don't like Facebook. You have them. I have them. And now they can see Hutch too on hutchesweather.com. Is this storm going to hit the Polk County Fair and Fertile? I'll tell you what, I'm going to be out there at the Polk County Fair and Fertile if I can make it this weekend, and I'll be keeping my eyes on the skies no matter where I go. Hutch's Weather travels, and I always keep my eyes on the skies. So here's Fertile down here, and the Polk County Fair is going on right now. And I was out there judging chocolate, and all them chocolate makers out there did an outstanding job. I had to go back for seconds. Now, I will tell you this. The midnight storms are going to arrive in the Grand Forks area, and they could punch into northwest Minnesota in the wee hours of the morning. So that means after the fair closes. Overnight nocturnal storms is what Hutch has been talking about, Heather. And if you listen to Hutch, which I hope you do, well, it's going to be nighttime storms. So if you happen to be camping out there, just be aware that there could be some windy ones. That will be the main threat tonight in the overnight hours. Will they be severe winds over 58 miles per hour? Not a great chance, but I'll keep my eyes on it for you. Check hutchesweather.com for the latest. Bonnie, thank you so much. And I really like to be able to show you the website and what you can use on it. You can zoom that radar into your local area and check out the latest. Watching from Baxter, Minnesota. Hutch went to high school for a short time as my family made our way from Montana out into the lakes area and in the Brainerd area. So you betcha. Like that area. Love that area. Thanks for watching, Joanne. Good to have you on board. Do you think it will make it to Fargo? A couple models do have it make into Fargo, and it's going to be closer to that, well, after midnight hour here in the Southern Valley. We'll keep you posted. I really don't have a lot of confidence that these will still be severe by the time they make their way to the valley. We'll keep our eyes on it for you. Thanks so much. Sarah, good to have you on board. Let's see what you're saying here. Is it going to hold up until Harvey? Let's get right to that question. Harvey's right here. That's not too far away. And as the crow flies, let's do some analysis, as only Hutch likes to do right here. This is 26 miles away. So this is your bonus coverage there as we head into the evening hours, Sarah. If you're in the Harvey area, it's only 26 miles away. Now, how fast is it moving? Do you see these little white lines? This is the Doppler radar tracking the movement of the storms. The individual cells are moving southeast, but this whole line is moving east. So let's keep that in mind. So 26 miles away, and these lines are moving. Let's see what this one's moving more in an east-southeasterly direction at 24 miles per hour. So what does that mean for you? How long? Well, it's only about an hour out. So I'm going to put this puppy moving off to the east at about 26 miles per hour, and I'm going to do the calculations here. Carry the one. Okay, and then we get in Drake in 6 minutes, Martin by about 37 minutes from now, and Harvey, the storms, this windy line of storms that's moving into Drake now, will be pushing towards Harvey in 58 minutes. A point of note, and this is where Hutch's weather is kind of an interesting thing. This is not one solid line of thunderstorms. It's not raining and hailing and blowing wind everywhere along this line, but everyone along this line should prepare for it. These are individual thunderstorm cells that are on this line, and they look like one long line of solid thunderstorms, but they tend to split around areas as they approach because this is just what the radar is seeing and what it's telling us. The radar beam expands as it goes away from Mayville, North Dakota. The farther away from the radar we are, then it's seeing a larger chunk of the atmosphere, and it's estimating the location of the storm based on that wider beam width. So the wider beam width, long ways away from Mayville, makes this look like a solid line of storms. As it gets closer to Mayville, the radar will have the ability to detect the individual thunderstorm cells, and it looks like it splits around your town. Cool fact. Hope you learned something. Cindy, good to have you on. Will Devil's Lake get this? You can certainly see Devil's Lake is in the path. Let's put the looper on and show you the movement of the puppy. And you can see it's just kind of sliding due east. It is fading a little bit on the north side and picking up in intensity on the south side. This backwards C shape says right here, right along that Highway 52 corridor moving into Harvey, that backwards C shape indicates to Hutch we could have some potent winds. So let me measure the winds for you because the radar from Mayville is looking right into it. It will give me a good velocity off the ground, way up high in the sky of what it's seeing. So let me put my crosshair on right here near Animus. Now we're going to move up into Drake and we're going to see what kind of wind speeds this puppy's measuring here. And the wind speeds that this is seeing up at cloud level, I'm just going to say this, they're not terribly impressive way up high. That doesn't mean down low we're getting stronger winds. So this is a long ways from the radar in Mayville. Let's go to the Minot Deering radar and see. Well, that is the radar we're using. The radar in Minot cannot look directly into the wind direction. So I'm going to go use the one radar out here near Mayville because it's going to look into the storm. So let me do that. Why not? Okay, here we go. Now we can look into the storm winds. Long ways away. So this is up at cloud level, and it's still measuring 40 or 50 mile per hour winds up at the higher levels of the cloud. Do you see the reds next to the greens right here on the south side? There is a little bit of spin in this storm down on the south side, way up higher in the cloud. That doesn't mean it's a tornado on the ground, but that's a rotating part of the thunderstorm up there that we're noticing from that area. Now, if I take a look at another radar, I'll look at the Minot radar once again, and we'll see if we still see that spin on the south side of this storm. Not so prevalent on that view, is it? Okay, so this radar is looking lower in the cloud. So there's some spin in the upper level of the cloud, and there's not as much detected in the lower level of the cloud. Kind of cool stuff. That's science. Thanks so much, Cindy. I appreciate all of you. Hope all of you have it safe, and you can count on Hutch to keep my eyes on the skies for you as these storms advect or blow their way off to the east. Here's a look at that latest radar again. And again, we do have tornado warnings in northeast Montana. Observed tornadoes up there. And again, these are a long ways from any towns right now. Not in Scobie. It's not in Wolf Point yet. Basically, it's up in the rural portions of northern parts of the county. It's still an observed tornado. Let me go ahead and look at what the National Weather Service is saying. The tornado was last confirmed 13 miles south of Opium, and it's working its way southeast at 10 miles per hour. That's where the storm is. So basically, 13 miles southeast of Opium, and it's moving to the southeast at a slow clip of 10 miles per hour. As far as Wolf Point goes, will it get there? That storm is way up here, and it is 48 miles away, moving 10 miles an hour. It could make it towards you, but it's going to be a long time yet. Okay, so for those folks out there in Wolf Point, we'll keep our eyes on those for you as well. All right, that's what's going on across the great region right now. And again, I love sharing with you the tools that I have developed for you to use when storms approach your area. Check out Brandon, Manitoba. These storms are severe based on Environment Canada's severe criteria. It's different than the U.S. criteria. Warnings in Canada are issued for smaller hail than in the United States. This storm is intensifying. These could skirt the border a little later tonight. A couple of models did show that those storms could impact the U.S. of A. right here in the Northern Valley later tonight. So storms working their way into our area. The most likely time frame is going to be around midnight for Grand Forks for this line here. A little later, we could have more storms rolling out of Canada and moving straight south, said one model. It could happen that way. All that said, the risk of severe storms is a little lower in eastern North Dakota than it is out to the west, simply because of the timing of these storms as they work their way off to the east. I'll keep you posted. Until next time, know that you're appreciated right here by me for trusting me with your weather information. And thank you so very much for checking out my new website, brand spanking new, hutchesweather.com. Go there. Here's the link on the screen, or you can see it. I'll put the link in the comments right here. And I hope to see you over there. I got to type and talk at the same time. That's a little hard. hutchesweather.com. There's a link. I just put it in the comments for you. Follow that link, bookmark it on your site, and visit it whenever weather's in your area, and you'll have a direct link to me whether or not you'd like to use this platform or not. Have a wonderful evening. We'll talk again.